There's a golden route for foreign tourists. Golden route is usually from Tokyo to Osaka, which is very popular for first-time visitors in Japan. It's certainly a well-balanced trip course in Japan, but I have a different opinion. I mean, it's not always a golden course for everyone. You should decide your trip course depending on what would you like to experience in Japan, not depending on how efficiently you can visit as many cities as possible. So today, I'd like to suggest how to build your trip plan in Japan. What are you interested in, or what would you like to do in Japan? Select all that apply. How many days will you stay in Japan? How much money can you spend on a trip? What really matters when you travel is not how many cities you can visit, but what you can experience in that place. So this is the first question. If you like to feel Japanese culture or history, you should definitely go to Kyoto. Kyoto is one of the biggest cities in Japan, such as Tokyo and Osaka. But from Japanese perspective, Kyoto is completely different from other cities in Japan. Kyoto is very unique. There is not a similar city anywhere in the world. Kyoto is Kyoto. Let me explain more. Kyoto was the capital of Japan for over 1,000 years. From its inception in 794 until 1868, when the emperors moved to Tokyo. Fortunately, the city was also spared from massive destruction during World War II. As a result, its cultural heritage has been preserved. Whereas Tokyo has been vastly devastated by the 1923 earthquake and World War II. Not to mention, Tokyo's history doesn't go back to ancient times. So if you want to learn about the culture and history of Japan, you should definitely visit Kyoto. A simple stroll through one of the historical districts with typical narrow cobblestone streets lined with little traditional shops is like taking a step back in time. Getting lost in the picturesque alleys and admiring Japanese wooden architecture should be one of the best memories for you. Kyoto is where the Japanese old traditions are still alive. Kimonos, geishas, hand-pulled rickshaw rides. You can still feel the atmosphere of old Japan. If you're only interested in Japanese modern culture, fashion, and nightlife, you can just stay in Tokyo. But if you want to see traditional Japan, you should visit Kyoto. And please don't worry. As I said, Kyoto is also a big city, so you can feel Japanese modern culture as well. The biggest reason I recommend you to visit Kyoto is that you can experience both modern Japan and traditional Japan in Kyoto. Only in Kyoto. There are over 1,600 temples and 400 shrines scattered around the city, which make you feel like being in an open-air museum extended over the city. The most famous one would be Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine. You're probably familiar with this picture. The endless row of red wooden gates. This traditional Japanese gate, usually located at the entrance of the shrine, is called torii in Japanese. Shrine is based on Shinto, which is one of the two main religions in Japan. The other is Buddhism, and temple is based on Buddhism. The ancient religion of Shinto, found only in Japan, is based on belief in kami, or God, which can take forms of things, forces of nature, concepts, animals, or ancestors. Torii's symbolic meaning is to divide two worlds, mundane and sacred. Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine, located only 20 minutes by train from the heart of historical Kyoto, Gion, is famous for its incredible torii. There are over 1,000 of them. The shrine is situated at the foot of the sacred mountain Inari. The torii are arranged in a loop of around 4 kilometers spanning across mystical, dense forest. This incredible shrine is definitely a good reason to visit Kyoto. Kimono culture should be a good reason too.
There's a very different feeling from walking through modern cities of Tokyo or Osaka, where you won't spot easily Japanese people wearing traditional kimonos in the streets. Nowadays, kimonos are usually only worn during festivals and to mark important occasions in life. However, in Kyoto, many domestic tourists as well as locals still wear them while visiting temples, shrines, and historical districts. There are plenty of kimono rentals, so you might want to give it a go. Where else, if not in Kyoto?
Second, nature. If this is your first choice, let's consider it more deeply. Japan has 4 seasons, and every season has a completely different face. What do you come up with first when you hear nature in Japan? Cherry blossoms?
If so, you should visit Japan in spring. You can see cherry blossoms everywhere in Japan, so the place doesn't matter. The most important is the timing. Cherry blossoms bloom gradually from south to north. About 1,500 kilometers south of Tokyo, the Ryukyu Islands are the first place to bloom. Yet, it usually takes another 2 months for the ideal climate to reach cities such as Kyoto and Tokyo. In fact, cherry blossoms rarely achieve full bloom on the northern islands of Hokkaido until early May. Although you have to time your visit carefully, there are numerous chances to see cherry blossoms as they sweep across the nation. Fortunately, as the warm weather gets closer, the Japanese Meteorological Agency releases regular updates on the cherry blossom front. So if your biggest purpose to visit Japan is to see beautiful cherry blossoms, check the information carefully and choose the best timing.
What else about nature in Japan? Do you know koyo? Koyo means the color change of leaves in autumn.
Plants and trees gradually change from green to yellow or red. The koyo season in Japan typically begins in mid-September in Hokkaido, gradually spreading to the south part of Japan. So timing is the most important, which is the same as cherry blossoms. You can see beautiful koyo everywhere in Japan if the timing is not bad. But I recommend you to go to Hakone especially. Hakone is western part of Kanagawa Prefecture, next to Tokyo. So you can reach there in about 2 hours by train. Also, Hakone is famous for hot springs, or onsen in Japanese. You can enjoy open-air bath in a beautiful nature. This experience must be the highlight of your trip. And what else? If you like to enjoy winter sports such as skiing, you can go to Hokkaido or Nagano. When I was little, my dad took me Hokkaido or Nagano every year. You can also enjoy hot springs in winter, of course. If you like to see the beautiful sea in Japan, you should go to Okinawa in summer. In Okinawa, you can also enjoy its unique culture and history.
Third, delicious. Honestly, you can enjoy all kinds of delicious Japanese food everywhere. In Japan, there's little difference in what people eat in different regions.
Sushi, sashimi, yakitori, tempura, okonomiyaki, udon, and soba, everywhere. Everywhere in Japan. So basically, you don't have to decide where to go buy food. But there are some rare cases. For example, if you love okonomiyaki so much and would like to eat authentic okonomiyaki in Japan, you should go to Osaka, because okonomiyaki was born in Osaka. If you love udon so much and would like to eat authentic udon in Japan, you should go to Kagawa Prefecture, because udon was born there. I mean, if you have an unusual obsession with certain Japanese food, you should visit the place where it originated.
Finally, cool. This means especially modern and unique Japanese culture, which is really well known all over the world, like mangas or animes or nightlife, such as house club or kabakuras. You definitely go to Tokyo. and Tokyo is enough for you.
If you like manga or anime, you should visit Akihabara. If you like to enjoy nightlife you can experience only in Japan, you can go to Kabukicho, in which there are a lot of house clubs, kabakura, and various kinds of brothels as well.
Anyway, when you plan a trip to Japan, you should decide your trip course depending on what you want to experience in Japan, not how many cities you can visit. Golden Route is golden for some people, but it's not golden for other people. So find your own golden route. Once you decide what you want to do in Japan, you can decide a place where you can enjoy it the most by collecting information on the internet or something. If there's one place that's done, you can enjoy all of your days in only one city. That is your own golden route, right? If there are multiple places you want to visit, connect the places in the map. Thinking about how many days you can stay in Japan and how much money you can spend in Japan, create your own course, your own realistic course by yourself. This is how you can make your own golden route for a Japan trip. I hope this video is helpful for you guys someday. Thank you for watching until the end.